to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everybody, you're listening to episode 39, Why We Undervalue Ourselves. Hey there, my loves. How are you guys? How are you doing? I love connecting with you guys through this show, so thank you for joining me. You know, today's show is special. I think I have a really nice special message for you guys today. And a little bit of a departure from the job search advice, which is okay. I think we need that from time to time to kind of balance things out a little bit. I have a really motivational and critical message for you guys today. So I titled this, Why We Undervalue Ourselves, because we do. We really, really do. And this is something that has been on my mind the last couple of weeks. I've been seeing this in people, and I've certainly seen it in myself as well. But it's really kind of resurfaced and floated up into my mind over the last couple of weeks. So I made kind of a last minute addition to my schedule to put this show in. And the problem of us undervaluing ourselves is really also a big reason why a lot of people want to work with a career coach like myself, right? So they need help knowing their value, communicating their value, believing in their value. We all want to feel like we're good enough. It's human nature. It's one of our psychological basic needs, right? If you go back to that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? I love that pyramid. We need this. We all need to develop our self-esteem and our confidence and feel like we're purposeful in our careers and that purpose is recognized. But what we don't always know is that it comes from us. In order for other people to value us, we have to value ourselves. That's where it comes from first. It's never the other way around. So that's what today's show is going to be about, okay? Because the problem with this is that we're often told that we shouldn't brag about ourselves or promote our accomplishments, so as a result, I think we limit our potential. We undermine ourselves, and it can cause people to stall in their careers, quite honestly, and not take risks and not speak up and get what they need. And so I don't want that for you. My goal for you is for you to remain authentic and remain grounded, but yet at the same time, claim your value, be your own advocate, take control of your career advancement, and don't shy away from raises, promotions, and success in general. Just because people tell you that, oh, you should talk about yourself or brag, this is so misguided. All right, so before we dive into the lesson too far, I want to ask you guys a favor, please, pretty please. It's been a while since I have mentioned this, so I need your help, my listeners. This is so important. If you're a fan of this show, I need your help. Reviews on iTunes are the best way that you can support the show and pay it forward if you're benefiting from it. This is what helps other people to find the show and find me and benefit the way that you have, and it would mean so much to me. So if you have an iTunes account, please go take a moment now, write a quick review, just a couple of sentences, and say why you like the show. And if you don't have an iTunes account, well, email me at lorraine@careeruprising.com, and we'll put your review somewhere else. I've got lots of platforms. We'll certainly figure something out, I promise. But I would love to know if you have benefited from this show. And if you're able to do the iTunes review, that is very, very impactful. It helps more people helps kind of boost it up there so more people can find it when they search for it. So thank you in advance for that. Karma will repay you. I love you guys. I appreciate it. So let's go. Let's dig in to our topic. Let's get to the heart of why we undervalue ourselves in the first place. I think that there are two forces at play here. All right. So first, we take our skills for granted. And we do this because they come so naturally to us. And we often say that certain things are easy because we're naturally so good at them, right? So if painting, beautiful pictures and drawings is easy and natural for you because you were born with that artistic ability, well, then you're going to end up taking it for granted, most likely. It's almost inevitable. Because when you struggle for something, that's often when you end up appreciating it more. And I think this is normal. But our natural gifts and strengths aren't usually something we have to struggle for. And that's exactly why we undervalue them. We enjoy doing things that are fun and easy and they play to our natural strengths. So it's just kind of effortless. But then we're less likely to value them or charge for them or ask for a raise because of them. How often have you heard somebody say, "Oh, I love it so much I couldn't possibly charge for it." Right? You've heard people say that, right? As if those two things kind of, are contradicting to each other, as if loving something means you can't make money from it, right? I totally disagree. I think we should be taking the opposite approach. I think that it's actually the fact that you have mastered a skill to the point of it being effortless. That's what makes it valuable. Think about it. You're so good at something that you could do it with your eyes closed, right? You don't even have to try. That's what makes it valuable, but it's that very reason why you devalue it. Do you see the irony here? I want you to start looking at your skills and your strengths differently. And this applies to you whether you have a business and work for yourself or work for an employer. The concept is the same. It's the very thing that's so naturally obvious and easy to you that is exactly what you should value the most within yourself. Because you're probably forgetting that other people don't know how to do what you do. You assume they do because it's so easy for you, but it's not easy for other people. Don't think that it is. And value is relative, okay? You need to remember that you're not necessarily your own ideal customer, right? I probably wouldn't need to go out and hire a career coach because I know what to do. But I don't know how to do other things, right? So I pay people for other things. But I'm not my ideal customer necessarily, and that's okay. You probably wouldn't invest in your own type of service or product or whatever you're good at because you don't need to, but don't base your value on that. Other people don't have the same strengths and talents as you. So stop limiting yourself in that way. Gosh, I know my husband would probably almost never hire someone to fix something around the house, or we've rarely ever done that, or fix something on his computer. Why? Because he knows how to do that himself. It's easy for him. But if I didn't have him, I'd be doing that. Absolutely. I value that. He doesn't necessarily need to. So it's all relative. Just because something doesn't seem valuable to you or necessary doesn't mean it isn't to other people. This is where we devalue our own strengths. Okay? So here's the second thing that I think is going on. We're conditioned as we grow up to be modest, all right, to not brag. It's frowned upon to promote yourself. And I see this over and over and over. I was just on the phone with a prospect today who was telling me basically the same thing, kind of lacking confidence, lacking clarity, lacking the ability to really put herself out there and interview confidently. And it all comes back to this, to devaluing ourselves and believing that we're doing something wrong if we say good things about ourselves or quote, sell ourselves. I hear a lot of clients say, "Oh, I don't like talking about myself. I don't feel comfortable writing about myself on my resume. I don't feel comfortable taking credit for that." Oh my goodness. I had a dime for every time I heard a client say this, I would be a rich woman. All right. It's okay. But somehow, I don't know, that gene just skipped me. I don't have that problem as much, and I really don't. I love sharing what I'm doing. I love telling people the good things that's going on in my business and in my life and what I'm achieving and what I'm thinking. I love sharing that with the world. Why? Is it because I'm a narcissist? Right? Is it because I'm obsessed with myself? Right? Or I think I'm better than other people? Hardly, okay? Hardly, guys. I make my living off of empowering other people to achieve their goals. So obviously that's not what's going on. So how do I reconcile these things, right? How do I manage to talk about myself, promote my business, ask clients for referrals and testimonials? How do I do all of these things without getting a huge head and alienating everyone else and making them feel jealous? Because that simply isn't my intention. So that's not how it comes across to people. Intention is everything. And I believe so strongly in what I can do for people and in what I have to offer that it would be selfish, I think, for me not to share it with the world, right? Wow, think about that. It would be wrong for me to not put my light and put my gifts and put my talents out there and offer them to the world. That would be the selfish thing. You have it completely backwards. By dimming your light and holding yourself back, by being less successful, even by being less wealthy, you are doing the world a disservice. Everything you've been taught about that is wrong. Okay? Do you see how I have a totally different mindset here than a lot of the population? This is what it takes to break through that barrier. All right? So here's another thing. What I have noticed as somebody who promotes my business, I'm on social media, I'm sharing success stories, I'm talking people up, saying, come join my program, come sign up. It's amazing. I have found the positivity that comes from sharing successes and offering good things to people, it's contagious. People actually respond really well. I cannot tell you how many emails and social media messages I've gotten from people going, wow, looks like you're doing great out there. So happy for you. Your business looks great. I've been following you. People want to see you succeed. They do. They will react positively. And if they don't, that's their problem. You don't need that. That has nothing to do with you. But people will not, if you have the best of intentions, people will not see it as bragging or boasting. They'll be happy for you because they want you to succeed. They want to see you be the winner and get that job or promote your business and be successful. Get that promotion. Trust me, the world is on your side. Are you on your side? Are you for you? Okay? So think about that. Other people aren't judging you the way that you think. Feel comfortable claiming your value and your success in an authentic way. It doesn't have to be in a big-headed way, but it's just honest. It's like, yeah, I did that. All right. Think about that for a second. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I have a lot more on this topic, and I've got another reason why you're probably selling yourself short and how it hurts everyone when you do. All right, stay tuned. We're coming right back. Hey, everyone. While the show takes a short break, I want to let you know about a book that I recently wrote. That's right, a book. It's called Career Uprising. Unlock your potential and advance your career. and it walks you through how to bring about massive change in your career. And I'm talking about real, lasting change at the deepest levels. You'll learn more about my own career journey and the exact techniques that I have used to create my own success. So if you want to make a big move in your career, but you don't know how, or don't think that you have the courage, go to Amazon.com and purchase the book. It's called Career Uprising, Unlock Your Potential and Advance Your Career. And it's an ebook, so you'll be able to download it through the free Amazon Kindle app and start reading it instantly. And I've priced it very low cost, so you have nothing to lose. I know that you will get massive value from it. All right, let's get back to the show. Welcome back, guys. All right, so we are talking today about why we undervalue ourselves, why it's so hard sometimes to really put yourself out there and feel good and feel confident about claiming your success in. And there's a lot of ways that this shows up when you are looking for work, changing careers, networking, interviewing, writing your resume. All of those things require you to feel good about who you are, what you have to offer, and making money off of it. Whether you work for an employer, start a business, whatever you do, the process is the same. All right. So before the break, I kind of hinted at something that I want to expand on for a minute here. I really believe that it is our duty and our moral obligation, and yes, I said moral obligation, to share our gifts and talents with the world. It is your responsibility to promote yourself in a true, authentic way where you are offering what you have to the world. Whether you have a product or a service that you sell in your business, whether you work for an employer and you want to ask for a raise or apply for a promotion or negotiate a higher salary in your job offer, do whatever it is you want to do or feel that you deserve, because you do deserve it. If you don't believe that you deserve it, and if you don't see your own value, other people won't either. The world will benefit from you being successful, massively successful. When people with good intentions are successful and making money and having influence, the world is a better place. I really believe this. So go out there and do it. Why are you holding yourself back so much? Why are you so shy about saying that you're good at something or charging for your services? It's probably one of those two reasons, or both, that I outlined before the break. So here's one more thing to consider. And this is kind of where this whole concept for this show was birthed. Okay. So I had a great conversation with a colleague of mine recently. She was actually on this show. I think it was episode 5. One of my early episodes I did. I had Michelle Robin on here about branding your career, right? So kind of doing personal branding. Go back and find that in the archives. I think it's about episode 5. So she's another career coach that I know who has kind of a different expertise, but I was having a conversation with her recently, and that conversation is what inspired this episode. So her and I meet once a month. We have a little virtual meeting. We chat. We're business buddies and kind of support each other. And she was sharing with me recently how she gets frustrated when she sees other career coaches and resume writers who do what we do selling their services for so little money. And we see this a lot, right? We see this all the time. So there's people out there like, $100 resumes and things like that. And that's not what we do. Or, $50 an hour for a coaching session, something like that. There are cheaper coaches out there to work with than me. There's no doubt about it. And there are more expensive ones. No doubt about that. But the reason that it was frustrating for her is because when other people go too low, it makes the rest of us look really expensive. Like we're the ones with a big head. What's wrong with us? Right? So here's kind of an unintended or unrealized consequence of valuing yourself too low. When you undervalue and also therefore underprice your own work, you undervalue the whole profession. I mean it. I know that's a big statement, but you do. Everyone suffers. People who do what you do, we all suffer when we all value ourselves too low. Because it makes those of us who do value ourselves and do charge accordingly look really overpriced. And then people don't sign up because they're like, oh, you're too expensive. But in reality, the opposite is true. I personally believe so much in the value of my program, and I've seen over and over the results that clients get. So I feel really comfortable with the investment that's required. I know my value and my worth, and I offer it to the world. And here's the kicker, okay? Here's the irony of it all. And this is one reason why I think a lot of people wonder why it's, an investment to work with a career coach. One of the biggest aspects and purposes of being a career coach is to empower your clients to know their worth, claim their value, and be their own advocate. And if I don't embody that myself, and if I don't have that reflected in my prices, if I don't even see my own value, how can I possibly do that for you? So I hope when people look at what I do and the costs and things like that, they see, wow, she's going to help me value myself just as much as she values herself. That's who I want to work with. And that's why there's an investment. You have to be motivated. You have to be committed because I'm committed. I'm all in. Are you? So this conversation with her about how the low ballers don't really see their own value and bring everyone down, right? So that's just something for you to consider because that applies to you even if you're not in a business. The heart of this message is that the world suffers as a whole when you hold yourself back and dim your light, when you don't take credit for what you do, when you don't reach your potential, when you don't ask for more money, when you don't apply for that stretch job, when you don't go for that promotion. Do you see where I'm going with this? All right. That's it, guys. That's short and sweet. I hope that inspired you, maybe even triggered something in you. That would be great if it did. And if you're ready to go big, if you are ready to take the next step, work with me in 2019. Go to worksmartcounseling.com, learn more about how I can help you apply all of these principles, and don't forget to go write that review on iTunes. I love you and I thank you in advance for that. All right? So also, if you have a career question that you would like answered or you want to be coached on the air for free, let me know. Email me at Lorraine@careeruprising.com. Whatever you need, guys, I've got your back. I'll take care of it and help you with it on air. All right? But I will talk to you guys next time. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show is brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.